Slow the fuck down.
Welcome to another episode of the Father Sons Brothers podcast. I'm hanging out today with Lenerd Louw and having more conversations that inspire you to be a purpose-driven leader and a legendary lover. Have you felt, as you step into 2026, that the pace hasn't really slowed down? Maybe you took some time off over the festive season with your family, and that feels like it's a long way back in the rearview mirror, and life has just picked up where it left off last year, and there's just this constant hustle and this feeling of having to move and keep going, and last year's targets are well done for getting them and we're on to the next thing. There seems to be this real theme in our world right now of this uncomfortable energy of just more and more and more, and maybe you're left with that feeling like life just feels like it's going by. You'd notice that 10 years have gone by and suddenly you're in this place and your kids are all growing up and it feels like life is just flowing by like a movie and you're not even present in your life. We had this conversation in depth over the last 48 hours, and maybe you want to share what's actually unfolded around this theme of slowing down and being more present.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's almost as if the collective, as you say, everything is like going super fast. I don't know, with the guys feel it as like this, like the acceleration, of things happening across all levels. And yeah, the chat you and I had, Gareth, the last week or two, like what plan for the next year, put stuff in, our beautiful co-creations that we do. We got quite a number of things there, and it felt excited when we put it together end of last year. So it was like, wow, next year we're going to do all these things, and it feels super excited, Men in the Mountains, Joburg, Men in the Mountains, Cape Town, Soul Safari.
Legendary Lover Method again, twice.
Yeah, a few, at least 2 iterations of Legendary Lover Method, taking Father, Son, Brothers, the tribe kind of offering into the corporate business space, on selling that to their clients, and it's still super exciting. But then landing into the start of this year, and like last week, I felt, just looking personally myself, I felt like, wow, I just want to go slowly into this year, and I felt the slow down last week. And then Monday, Tuesday, we had a bit of a strat call with one or two other people in our team and that work on in the space of the Father, Son, Brother side and Gareth's side in that space. And we were talking all these things, and there was so much of what we can do. And so we expand and Facebook market. There was so much. I'm getting tired just thinking about that. And after the call, I went, geez, man, I actually went barefoot in the garden. I was like, geez, I'm feeling pretty tired now. And I was like, fuck, do we want to really do all of this stuff? And it's interesting how the universe, without going into the detail, I sent a message to Johannesburg to kind of connect with some of the business people. And it wasn't really felt aligned for getting a meeting right now. And I shared it with you, and it was like, I think Joburg is maybe not made sense to go to Johannesburg, which is in the northern part of South Africa, right now for that period. And you were saying that, fuck, maybe we should just like Joburg a little bit out of it, and maybe just let's focus on this beautiful soul safari that we're doing in March, and which is actually about slowing the fuck down. Taking 11 men 10 men plus the 2 of us into the Cederberg Mountains in South Africa, and then flying into the Kruger National Park, which is the size of Israel, where there are lions and leopards, and where we can just sit off the phone and no connection with anything, and we can just, with these guys, drop into place of silence and slowing down. Wow, man! And I just felt such my nervous system going, and I felt this, your message. I was like, yeah, man, this is spot on. This is actually what we want to do. Let's take everything out. Let's focus on this thing. Let's shoot these podcasts that light us up.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at smile, man. You love it. I love it. Doing this, and that's what we want to do. And to do that, we have to take some things out and not constantly do. We have to slow down and put our energy fully into this thing, and with joy and ease do it.
Yeah, and I just want to say, if you're listening to this and resonating, and it's like you feel like your life is in a washing machine or this ongoing treadmill, like it's not your fault. Our Western culture has really programmed us to be as hyper productive as possible. The never-ending growth curve that you're on, the commitments that you have to your family. We almost, in our Western culture, reward busyness like a badge of honor. You wear it like, how are you doing? Busy. Oh, well done, bro. I'm also very busy. That's like supposed to be something good. But there's a part that feels almost immature in it, this continual having to rush and always, and it's like in the masculine expression, to use our language, like to talk about the masculine, the striving part of the masculine that wants to create and go forward in the world is amazing. But the balanced masculine knows when to slow down and knows when to rest. And we don't do that very well as a collective. And I had such a beautiful opportunity with this beautiful woman that I've been connecting with over the last few weeks. She's in this amazingly productive job, and it's very seasonal, and they're in their season right now. So everybody in their office is running super hard. She's working late at night. And in this energy of her working so much, I'm feeling her stress. And we had a conversation about it, and I was like, wow, it feels like if you do this for too long, I'm starting to feel the energy as I spend time with her in my own system. And I'm like, wow, if I did this for too long, I'd get sick. I could feel this energy in my body. And then she said something to me, which was like, I know, and I'm not the only one, everybody in the office is like this. And I know some of the people in the office, and they've got kids, and the one woman's pregnant. And I just had this conversation, which was a portal that tapped me into the collective theme that we're all in, of just continually rushing, and how when you rush, you take this energy home back into your family, and your kids feel it, and it's spreading out through our world. And obviously our planet feels it, We all need to take a breath and an opportunity to slow down, and there's so much magic that comes from that. And the most beautiful saying that I have about slowing down, which is actually quite good for the masculine part of us that wants to be as productive as possible. And that's the saying that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And when I heard that, I was like, there's something in that, And I'm feeling that as well with what Lenerd's saying. We've got all of these ideas, but as soon as we put some of them down, I'm like, I want to really show up fully for Soul Safari. Like, I'm really committed to that. It feels in alignment. We're creating these episodes to, have conversations about some of these themes that we're going to be taking into nature and into the natural world, so that we can slow down and create a space for the nervous system to settle, to get out of our normal daily routines and just take a breath and take a breather, so that you can come back and feel more in your flow and feel more in your power, and to be able to show up more fully again, fully recharged for your family and for your mission and for your creative projects.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I mean, the podcast we shot earlier today, we were talking about death. After we shot the podcast, I was also thinking, wow, there's such other big piece about that. So yes, and watch the podcast if you haven't seen it. And it's on death, and our relationship to death have changed. But then afterwards, I was thinking, so another big part of death and about slowing down is that, our time here is not indefinite. We're only here for a certain period of time. And by thinking about, let's say, the death, it becomes, okay, wow, we become aware that this is only at a specific time. And there's this beautiful clip I saw about where the guy said, what is the movie you want to make and play? So this 30, 60, 90 years that you live, what is your movie like? What movie do you want to make? So because we can make our own movies, and our movies has got sadness, it's got humor, it's got drama, it's got joy, it's got pleasure, it's got bliss. It's got all of that, the same as a Hollywood movie. You were saying, you don't want to go and watch a Hollywood movie where James Bond saved a kitten out of a tree for 90 minutes. I mean, it's pretty boring. It's just So what movie do you want to play in? And I was saying afterwards, to Gareth, is that if we don't slow down, then we don't have time to think about what movie we want to play in. We can't design it. We can't think about it. The movie kind of just happens.
Life by default instead of by design. You're not consciously creating your reality. It's just unfolding.
It's just unfolding, and you've been told certain things, conditioned certain things. We spoke about the first mountain and the second mountain, Soul Safari. A lot of men climb the first mountain because it's kind of what they're told to do. And just had a beautiful chat with my 28-year-old son the other day, a few days ago about it. And he said, Dad, this is what I did, but I actually feel I want to do something else now. And he had a beautiful, profound statement. Gareth, he was saying, at 28, I'm kind of now hitting what a lot of other people who or traditionally would hit in their mid-40s. I'm hitting that now. And he's a chartered accountant, provisional chart. And went like, wow. So he's in the second mountain.
Yeah.
So it was for me like, wow, we're not just talking to guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s. We're talking to a 28-year-old guy also that's hitting his second mountain. And for him to then decide what he wants to do his next 30 years, I'm older than him, but I also wonder what I want to do with my next 30 years, or for him with his next 60 years. It needs time to just slow down and to listen and to feel, to hear the whispers of your soul and your voice, and your personality and your being. Of what is it what you want. And if you're constantly doing and being and things to do, and it's just this a race, then we can't. And sometimes it just takes 11 days or a few days to actually just slow down and to drop into that.
Yeah.
So that was just profound for me when this guy said, that what is the movie you want to play in? And if you come to the end of it, have you really thought about, it's just beautiful, man. We're here for a limited time. What do we want to do? What do we want to play in? And it really needs the time and the silence and the space to do that. Because otherwise, if the phone is there and the laptop is there, all these things are there, we don't have time to really drop into ourselves.
Yeah. Beautiful. So, if you're listening to this and you are feeling like you're looking at your future timeline, this movie that you want to create in your reality, and you have all these responsibilities in your life, you owe it to yourself to make your life meaningful. The world and your family is watching you, and you owe it to yourself to take some time and to disconnect from your reality and to create some spaciousness to really be able to slow down, so that you can listen to what your soul is trying to tell you. There's magic that you came to this world to bring, and a meaningful life is when you really know what that mission is, your soul mission. And when you find what that thread is and you bring it to your life, that is what creates a meaningful life for you in this incarnation. And you can ignore that for a while, and you can stay super busy, and you can even avoid it with drugs and addictions and all sorts of things. And I've been in this place before. I've been in this, you've been in there as well. You wrote a book about it. Jump, check it out. It's the same thing. It's the masculine path of needing to do something that's really fucking meaningful. And if you ignore it for too long, that voice starts to get super loud, and then life is going to wake you the fuck up with dis-ease, with an accident, or with something that gets you to pay attention. And you don't have to wait till it gets to that point. If you feel that quiet whisper that you're lying awake at night and you're thinking like, is this it? You're probably looking for something that might be a little bit more meaningful. And you're not going to find it by watching another YouTube video or freaking working another 60 hours next week. Like, it's really going to require you to step out of your routines and patterns and existing energy to create spaciousness. And the only reason I can say this is because in 2013, I had to do this exact same journey and go on my own eat, pray, love that took me more than a decade to find myself and to know what my soul calling is. Yours was also close to a decade. Yeah. We basically have created the retreat that we wished we'd had to be able to take us out of our reality that we were in, to spend some time surrounded by other men, surrounded by wild nature, and the opportunity just to disconnect, to reconnect. And that's why we created the Soul Safari. So if you feel a call to join us, we'll put some details about the Soul Safari in the show notes of this episode. We're shooting this right now in January. The first version of Soul Safari takes place on the 17th through the 27th of March this year. But it's not going to be the last one.
Yeah, I can feel the energy of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, as you say, say June 2013. I wish I could just go and do something like this. That's also in my journey. So interesting. Same time that our journey started.
And we didn't know each other then.
And we didn't. We knew each other like 5 years. Where we let go now. And now, but this is like 11, 12 years ago. Funny enough, So it just would have been amazing to have just been in that space and to slow down and listen to the voices of, and as you say, of the soul, but also, there's this. I don't want to get too, too spiritual or lyrical about it, but there's this things are shifting so fast in the world. So there's big shifts happening. Then the calling of the life, the life principle. What is calling us? What is calling us outside even our own soul space? What is life calling us to? The world is massively going to change in the next 5 or 10 years. And we can already see the massive changes. It's going to change. There's going to be massive challenges coming up for all of us. And anyway, so there is just getting into a space of hearing the soul and also hearing the call of the life. What is the life principle? What's calling me? What where listening to the whispers of where I think I should be going.
Yeah, the Soul Safari takes place in Cape Town. We're going to spend some time in the Cedarburg, like a 3-hour drive from Cape Town. Beautiful land. That's where we hosted the Men in the Mountains experience earlier this year. We sold out that retreat. It was amazing. We're also going to go up to the Kruger National Park. That's a big national park with called the Big Five: elephant, rhino, lion, giraffe, all the African safari animals there, slowing down, going super easy. Beautiful container of men. And maybe we'll just finish with this. Lenerd and I are not gurus. We're not any better than anybody else. We're just creating a space where the magic of nature and men's work and stillness allows you to reconnect to your own truth. And so, it just feels great to be co-creating with you, Brew. I fucking love the mission that we're on, and super grateful that our paths have crossed. And I'm super jazzed about Soul Safari.
Yeah, same here, man.
Yeah.
And I love what you're saying. We're just bringing you to the truth within yourselves. And in that way, it's also a laboratory for us. We also take us to the same place. And it's super grateful for the co-creation, brother. Look forward.
Beautiful. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you on the next episode. Details for Soul Safari are in the link below. If that's not lined up for you, take some time to unplug. Go on a solitude retreat by yourself into nature. Leave your phone at home. Come back a different man, ready to show up for your family from a place of truth and connectedness. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.